Hey everyone, over the next several days, the United States will be under the influence of a series of powerful winter storms that are poised to bring significant snow, ice, and severe weather to much of the country. These storms will come in quick succession, creating a mix of hazards that will affect travel, daily routines, and overall safety. Starting today, we're already seeing the first of these systems push across the country with heavy snow and ice accumulating in the mid-Atlantic and central plains. This initial storm is just the beginning, and by tomorrow, another round of intense weather will take shape, bringing additional snow, sleet, freezing rain, and a growing risk for severe weather, including tornadoes. With a forecast like this, it's crucial to stay informed about the latest updates, as the storm system will be evolving quickly and impacting millions of people in the process. The moisture driving these storms is coming in from the Pacific Ocean, where it's intensifying as it travels eastward, bringing a tremendous amount of energy to the storm. Already, we're seeing snow and ice accumulate in the mid-Atlantic region, where winter storm warnings have been issued for areas like Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia. Along with the snow, freezing rain is expected to develop, especially in the higher elevations, and areas like southern Virginia and the Appalachian Mountains are likely to see the most significant ice accumulations. This could lead to dangerous travel conditions, especially during the evening commute and overnight hours. Roads could become slick, and power outages could occur if ice accumulates heavily on tree branches and power lines. For many, this will be their first big snow of the season, and the accumulating ice will only add to the potential hazards. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. As the storm continues to track northeastward, it will bring widespread snow to the Ohio Valley and parts of the Midwest. Areas like Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois will experience moderate to heavy snowfall, with some places potentially seeing up to 6 inches. As the system moves north, the snow will intensify, and the Great Lakes region and Northeast will see the heaviest accumulation. By the time the storm reaches Long Island and parts of New England, significant snow and sleet are expected to fall, leading to even more challenging travel conditions. For some places, this could be a major winter storm with widespread impacts on both roadways and air travel. Travelers should expect delays and should be prepared for possible cancellations if conditions worsen. The second storm will arrive right behind the first, with a significant shift in its path. By Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, a new round of snow and freezing rain will develop in the Central Plains. Places like Kansas and Missouri are expected to receive heavy snowfall, potentially accumulating 2 to 3 inches per hour in some areas, leading to quick and dangerous accumulation on roads and walkways. This storm will continue to intensify through Wednesday, and by midday, the snow will reach the Midwest, with widespread snow stretching from Nebraska through to the Great Lakes. At the same time, freezing rain and sleet will make their way into the Ohio Valley and the Northeast, adding another layer of difficulty to the already dangerous travel conditions. As the storm progresses, severe weather will develop in the Deep South, where there is a high likelihood of thunderstorms and even tornadoes. Areas in Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana will need to be particularly aware of the changing conditions, as tornadoes can develop quickly, especially in the warm, unstable air near the Gulf of Mexico. This severe weather will be something to watch closely, as tornadoes could form along a line of storms moving from west to east. Although the risk of a strong tornado is not certain, conditions will be favorable for the development of supercells, which can lead to isolated tornadoes. By the time we reach Wednesday afternoon and evening, it's likely that the Deep South will be dealing with strong thunderstorms, large hail, and possibly tornadoes. As always, stay weather aware if you live in these areas, as conditions can change rapidly. These storms are often highly localized and can produce severe weather with little warning. For those living in the Southeast, especially in parts of Alabama and Louisiana, it's a good idea to have a plan in place in case severe weather strikes, and to be prepared to take shelter if necessary. As the first two storms move out by Thursday, the country will get a brief break, but this won't last long. By Friday, the next big event will be brewing in the West. An atmospheric river will bring heavy rain and mountain snow to the West Coast, and this will continue into Saturday. Snow will pile up in the Rockies and the Sierra Nevada, and rain will lead to potential flooding in low-lying areas. However, the most intense portion of the storm will likely be the winter storm developing Saturday, which will bring heavy snow and freezing rain to a wide swath of the country from Oklahoma and Kansas to the northeast. Snowfall totals could be impressive, with some areas receiving several inches and the potential for blizzard-like conditions in parts of the Great Lakes and Northeast as winds pick up. So at the same time, the Deep South could experience another round of severe weather with the potential for strong thunderstorms and tornadoes. The severe weather risk may even be elevated more than earlier in the week, depending on how things develop. And there is a possibility that we could see a more significant tornado threat than we're currently anticipating. As the storm pushes eastward, we'll see the heavy snow moving into Washington, D.C. by around 1:00 p.m. And we might even see some lighter snow making it into Pittsburgh. For D.C. and Baltimore, you're going to be the main focus of this storm, and it's going to be a pretty significant event for you. By 6:00 p.m. on Tuesday, February 11th, we're going to see heavy snow continuing in D.C., Charleston, and back towards Cincinnati. This will start to taper off around 0 a.m. on Wednesday, February 12th. And by 5:00 a.m., the storm will be completely over for most of us. But we're not done yet. Our next storm is already showing itself, and it's going to be a much larger system. It's going to bring a ton of snow, especially in places like southern Nebraska and eastern Kansas, and it's going to impact the Kansas City metro by 5:00 a.m. on Wednesday. Along with the snow, we'll also see heavy rain in places like Dallas. This system is going to be a big one with a much larger snowstorm and widespread precipitation, and it's going to move quickly northward throughout the day on Wednesday. By 1:00 p.m. on Wednesday, February 12th, we could be dealing with some icing in the St. Louis metro area, along with heavy snow in southeastern Iowa, western Illinois, and north central Missouri. The storm will continue to push toward the northeast and Chicago. You're in for some heavy snow with this one. Places like Detroit, you're going to be on the line between snow and rain, so it could be a bit of a messy mix for you. If we look at the winter storm outlook for day 3, February 12th, we see an enhanced risk for a significant winter storm in Kansas City, most of Kansas, and north central Missouri. There's also a slight risk that extends up into Michigan and even down into the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, where we could see some mixed precipitation. Now, I know a lot of you are probably wondering about snow total, so let's dive into that. For the first storm, which will hit tomorrow, I'm expecting about 1 to 3 inches of snow from Louisville to Lexington to Cincinnati, stretching all the way over to Huntington and Charleston, West Virginia. This won't be a massive snowstorm, but don't be surprised if some places, particularly in West Virginia, see more than 4 inches. The bigger snow totals will likely be in the mountains of West Virginia and areas toward Delaware, the Delmarva region, and southern New Jersey, where I'm expecting 3 to 6 inches of snow. This includes D.C., Baltimore, and northern Virginia, and these areas are going to be the bullseye for the heaviest snow. You can expect the snow to fall quickly and accumulate just as fast, so make sure you're prepared for some travel issues, especially as we get into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. As for the second storm, which will arrive by Wednesday and continue through Thursday, we're looking at much higher snow totals. We could see over a foot of snow in north central Kansas, 8 to 10 inches in the Kansas City metro, and southeastern Nebraska will likely get 6 to 8 inches. Most of Iowa is going to see between 6 and 10 inches of snow, with places like Des Moines likely seeing 8 inches. Northern Iowa, including Cedar Rapids, could also see 6 to 8 inches, and we're expecting similar totals in southeastern Michigan and Chicago. Keep in mind, this forecast is still subject to change, but it's a pretty solid estimate right now. Some models are showing more snow, while others are showing less, but this should give you a good middle ground to plan around. Beyond these storms, there's another one we need to keep an eye on later in the week. An atmospheric river is set to move into California, bringing heavy rainfall to the Central Valley and potentially causing significant flooding in Southern California. This system will then move into the Rockies, combining with moisture from the Gulf of Mexico to produce another major storm. This storm looks like it's going to be powerful, and it's going to come with both snow and a severe weather threat, especially down in the south. The Storm Prediction Center has already issued a rare day 6 slight risk for severe weather, stretching from eastern Texas all the way over to northwestern Georgia for Saturday, February 15th. This is something we don't see very often in February, and it's highly likely that we'll be dealing with widespread severe weather, including the potential for strong tornadoes. If you're in the yellow area, make sure you're staying up to date with the forecast, because this is going to be a serious situation. This storm will also bring another major winter storm with it. And right now, the day 6 winter storm outlook is showing a 40 chance of a significant winter storm from southern Ontario, all the way into the northeast, including New England. So get ready for more snow after we get through the storms this week. We've got a busy few days ahead, and things are only going to get more intense. I'll be keeping you updated with all the latest information, and there's a good chance we might go live on Wednesday if this storm meets the criteria for a big event. And we're almost certain to be live on Saturday for tornado coverage, so make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. The weather is really starting to ramp up, and it's going to be a crazy week. So buckle up, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next update. Thanks for watching, and make sure you're prepared for what's coming.